Higher Education for All, Satisfactory Academic Progress, and Retention of Community College Students by Greg DeSantis, New England College doctoral student in Higher Education Administration. In 1947, the Truman Commission on Higher Education said that in a democracy, an equality of opportunity should exist, that higher education should be for everyone, regardless of family wealth, race, sex, or religion. This idea, rooted in social justice, was extended when President Johnson signed the Higher Education Act in 1965. Title IV of the Act established financial aid, including what's now known as the Pell Grant. Last year, college students received $125 billion in aid. These higher education ideas were echoes of a high school movement from 100 years ago. Between 1910 and 1940, the number of high school graduates in the U.S. quadrupled. A high school diploma was the standard for those seeking a good job. That standard is shifting. A college credential is becoming more necessary for a good job. From 1967 to 2007, the percentage of low-skill U.S. jobs requiring no college plummeted to 29%, while high-skill managerial and professional jobs soared to 35%. People everywhere get to keep trying for free to get their high school credential, no matter how poorly they perform. The same is not true for college. Even when college is free, for example, as it is for some students from low-income households and in states touched by the free college movement, you have to maintain both a minimum GPA and a minimum percentage of passed classes to keep getting your financial aid. This rule, known as Satisfactory Academic Progress, or SAP, can be set differently at each institution. Fail to meet your college's minimums and you lose aid. You'll have to pay out of pocket if you want to keep trying. In a recent study, nearly 40% of community college Pell recipients risked losing aid because of SAP. Combine this information with the dropout cap that exists between low and high-income students, and we should probably be concerned that SAP policy contributes to economic inequality. So the question must again be considered, as it was in 1947, who is college for? This study is a first step in examining SAP policy in a social justice context. Connecticut has just changed its SAP policy to a progressive one. The old fixed policy required most students to maintain a cumulative 2.0 GPA and 67% passing, which means they had to pass 2/3 of the classes they took. The new policy, as you can see, has progressive stages. The earlier SAP thresholds are lower, potentially giving students more time to adjust to college rigor. My research will use quantitative methods to examine whether semester-to-semester retention is affected by the progressive policy, comparing about 50,000 pre-policy students to 50,000 post-policy students, and examining the relationship between retention and demographic variables. Since previous research has not looked at differences in SAP policies, the results could impact billions in aid and may show whether SAP policy is hindering college completion when the nation needs more people with college credentials. Perhaps more importantly, it may also indicate whether the effects of SAP are especially unjust for low-income and underrepresented students.